Alex Garrett.
I keep saying it here on the Alex Garrett Podcast Network. You know, Beyonce and Biden making headlines, but what about on the ground where it really impacts home? And to me, the Henry Viscardi School is home. That's why we're going to highlight it here more than any of the other quote-unquote news, because what's going on in Albany right now is news to me, and I'm sure my next guest, a returning guest, Joe Slaninka, would agree. First of all, Joe, thanks again for returning to the Alex Garrett Podcast Network.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Thanks for the invitation.
When I got a word about this, and tell me if I'm wrong, this happens almost every budget fight, does it not? That 4201 schools seem to always be in jeopardy. Is that sort of a theme?
Yeah, every year we do have to, as an association, we do have to go up there and remind the policymakers that we do exist and we do need the help and we do deserve the help. Some years are easier than others. This year we were presented with a different problem, but we're going to band together and we're going to take care of it.
Is it different because there's just a new governor in charge? I mean, is that part of the reasoning?
It might be. I mean, I can't really speculate on what the reasoning is. I mean, Governor Hochul is new. She's new to us. We're new to her. She's new to us. It could be anything, any number of a million different reasons.
Well, I'm not trying to bash Hochul because I know you had this fight even with Cuomo back in the day, but
Right.
News 12 covered this, which means it's maybe a bigger issue than it has been in years before, no?
Yes. Well, going into the budget season, we're always prepared, to have to fight and have to remind people that we do exist and we do deserve our fair share of the pie. But the news of her cutting the $2 million took us by surprise. So,
and do you know the reasoning why that's happening? Or was there reasoning why?
Quick and get the public out, get knowledge to the public.
Is there a reason why $2 million are being cut? Were you guys told that?
I don't know what the reason is, Alex. I'm sure the more executive branch of our association, would know more than I do. But no, I don't know the reasoning. I
want to ask you about the kids, because obviously when they're older, they know what's going on, like the seniors. We went up to Albany my senior year. But the younger kids and their families, I mean, do the younger kids know what's going on, or is that more you deal with the families of the elementary kids, say?
The families definitely know. I mean, our administration here at Viscardi has been very proactive in telling everybody what's going on and sharing as much news and knowledge as they have up until this point, just to make everybody aware that, we have a little bit of a fight ahead of us.
You're at Viscardi right now for Casino Night, which is going to be very fun, and I am sad I'm going to miss it. But when this budget fight and this budget always comes around, is there a tensity around the Viscardi, or how do you guys keep cool for the kids, if you will?
I mean, in general, like the legislators, senators, assembly people, we have a very good rapport with them. We have a very good relationship with them. They know who we are. They know what we do, whether it's Viscardi or the 4201 Association, and they're great friends to us, and they're, a great proponent to us. So that is not the issue. The issue is, what Governor Hochul is doing, and that was a surprise to everybody.
We dealt with this when I remember Cuomo cut the games physically challenged, and that was a big loss. But we have to be dependent on Albany and the county equally, right? That's kind of what it feels like to me.
Well, no, I mean the money that we're looking for is Albany money. That is state money. We are a state-funded school. Our senators and such, we live in Nassau County. The Henry Viscardi School lives in Nassau County. So we look to the area politicians for help so they can get to the governor.
Let me ask you,
to help try and change her mind.
Isn't this a reason why the disabled community and the community as a whole needs to look out for each other? I feel like it is when Albany isn't there for us entirely.
Yeah, I mean, as a disabled community, we do have to watch out for each other and take care of each other because everybody's looking for a piece of the pie. And unfortunately, sometimes we get the short end of the stick.
And that's why you are there always in Albany. Now, how many trips do you usually make a year? Give my listeners a refresher on it, because I know you go up there a lot.
Yeah, I've been probably doing this since like 2011, 2012, going up to just advocate for us. And, we use it as a learning tool for our students because we do bring a couple of students with us, and we have them advocate on their own behalf and just talk to everybody up there and say what the difference is between being a district student or a Viscardi student and how much better their experience is at Viscardi than it would have been at district.
Doesn't it bothers me, maybe it bothers you too, that it seems like this is the first resort to cut.
Yeah, it does. But that's the way it is. I mean, there's no other way around it, I guess. We just have to band together and, make sure that we keep fighting.
I want to get to Assemblywoman Saletti because she was at this thing, and she's going to play a role here, isn't she, in making sure the funding stays?
Yes. She's been a great friend of it, as is Senator Jack Martin's, Assemblyman Ed Ra. We do have a lot of area friends that are not happy with the decisions right now.
And how do you calm the community down? I mean, this is a very unnerving thing. So what's your message right now?
Right now, it's we have to give her the benefit of the doubt. We have to give the governor the benefit of the doubt, and we have to rely on our political friends to help her change her mind. So it's a little early in the game, so we got some time, but we'll get it done.
All right, I want to get to some fun news. The up-and-comings of the spring of Viscardi, alumni are going to get involved. Tell us what's happening this spring for Viscardi. In addition, there is some good news going on, right?
Yeah, we got the alumni basketball program starting March 2nd. HVS basketball starts March 6th. We have the Empire Games for the Physically Challenged coming up June 1st. So it's gonna be a fun spring.
It's like we got to keep up following on this. So where can people follow the updates from your point? I know you can be friends with you on Facebook, but also, is Viscardi tweeting about this at all? Like, are they involved in the Viscardi Center?
Yes.
So I guess they can follow at the Viscardi Center, correct? And whatnot?
Center, yes, Viscardi Center, Henry Viscardi School. All our social media has updates.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, thanks for this mini update. It's going to be a long stretch, and we're going to have you back in March when this thing really gets, because we have till April 1st, don't we?
Yes, we have all from now until April 1st when her budget is due. So we have a little bit of time, and we're working, every day to try and change her mind. And again, it's not just Viscardi; it's the other 10 schools in the 4201.
Well, that's the other thing. It's a whole network. So how close are you to the schools association? Because there's a whole association backing you guys and supporting you guys as well.
Yeah, they are very supportive. They, along with everybody else, everybody has the same attitude. A little myth right now, and we're all in it for the long run. We're going to make it happen. Do you think alumni
can play a role with this as well? Because obviously there's been a lot that benefited that have graduated from Viscardi.
Eventually, yes. We're going to be calling on people to do some stuff. and the alumni can do it, the parents can do it, staff members. Yes, we'll be formulating a plan for everybody to participate.
Give us behind the scenes. What's the strategy always around this time of year when it comes to these budget fights? I feel like there's a boardroom meeting that goes on making sure you guys have the right message going up to Albany, right?
Yes, correct. Yes, and we do. We absolutely do. This is just something that just came up, for some reason. She decided to cut the budget by $2 million for the association. We got to figure out what's going on, why she did it, and how to get it back.
Give my listeners an example of how devastating $2 million is. Maybe they don't understand why that's a big deal.
I mean, and again, $2 million is for the association. There are 11 schools, so that $2 million is going to be divided up into 11 schools, so it probably equals to about $200,000 per school. And that's money that we're going to use to, help operate the school. So, yeah. And
if people have not heard of us before, Viscardi actually lets kids go for free, and I think that's a very important part to talk about in this fight.
Well, we're a state-funded school, so the kids don't come to school for free. Somebody's paying for, the tuition. It's not the families, but the state pays the tuition. And
that's still a big deal that these kids get this education from the state. That's basically why it's a huge issue. Hey, New York State United Teachers is involved as well, and I know that they're part of the Viscardi school, and they mentioned that in their whole, in their actual statement on 4201. What do you know about them as well? I'll give my listeners a take on that.
I mean, yeah, the NYSERT, New York State United Teachers, they are our union. So we have support from a lot of different organizations, school-related, educational-related organizations to help us fight this budget decrease.
All right, one last thing, because I haven't talked to you since his passing, but any memory of Max Gold that maybe you want my listeners to know about, because that kid was amazing, and it's just horrible we lost him at 31, but I want to get your take on that as well.
Yeah, Max, was a cool kid. He played basketball here for me for a little bit. He was very active in the Empire Games. I know he liked aeronautics, and he liked to try and fly planes. But he come from a great family, and he was a very active kid. Again, with the Alumni Association and the Empire Games for Physically Challenged, it was always great to see him in different events. He's going to be missed.
And we have a lot of loss, but as you know, this one hits home to me, so I want to get your thoughts on Max.
Yes, absolutely.
He was so integral to the class of 09,
Yeah, that was a great class.
All right, Joey. Well, we'll be out there at the basketball court, and don't go too hard tonight at the casino, okay? Just go easy and have fun, though, all right?
All right. Thanks, bud.
And we'll get to an Islander game as well. That's with Bo Harvick back. It looks like here. It looks like it's going to be a rundown. So
you got it.
Yes, sir. All right, Joe. Thanks so much, and thanks for taking time to talk about this.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
Fight for 4201 funding here on the Alex Garrett Podcast Network.